What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana, and the moves that Liquid Driver is doing, specifically their strategy with inSPIRIT, is mind-boggling. I'm like, wow, this is some genius moves, and your IQ is over 9,000. I just had to. So we're only going to be talking today about the inSPIRIT strategy. I got some diagrams. It's a little bit complicated. I'm going to simplify it the best that I can. We got some terminology here and some basic overview picture. But before we get started, I got to hit you with that disclaimer. Yeah, you know what it is. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a crypto expert, so please double check my work. A lot could be inaccurate, incorrect, and keep in mind that crypto is risky. All right, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. I'm excited. So yes, Liquid Driver, they're doing a lot of innovation. They're doing a lot of different stuff. So this is just going to be specific on the inSPIRIT. There's like a ton of other stuff, but we're going to be trying to simplify this in particular. Quick overview. This is on the Phantom ecosystem side. Very biased. Love it. What else? Spirit Swap. It's a decentralized exchange out there, and Liquid Driver is more of a farming project. But the innovation that they got going on, it's like more turning into Convex, you know, where you know about Curve and Convex, very important in DeFi. They got some of those moves going on, and it's very interesting. And I think the price chart definitely reflects that. So it makes me think like I'm not the only one that sees this. I think other people see this as well. But you came here for the explanation, and I'm going to try to deliver. So big picture, simplified version. Main takeaway is I think that there's a great benefit between farmers, people who lock up their Liquid Driver tokens, and the Liquid Driver project itself. It's got this loop, kind of like a growth hack that they call it, and I think it's very intelligent. Basically, farmers, they give up their funds temporarily, they want some rewards. It generates DEX token rewards for the people that locked up their Liquid Driver tokens. As a result, this increases Liquid Driver's holdings of inSPIRIT. Yes, Liquid Driver has inSPIRIT, and this just grows. And then as a result of their inSPIRIT holdings growing, they can go to Spirit Swap and say, yo, we want higher emissions. We want more rewards for people who are doing LP tokens for this pool, that pool, that pool. So then that probably attracts more farmers over to Liquid Driver, especially if they want to do like the Liquid Driver LP tokens or specific ones. And then you got this loop. This is very simplified. Keep in mind, like for example, with the farmers, they're going to be getting the Liquid Driver token. Meanwhile, the fruits of their labor, all the DEX tokens, the Spirit, the Boo, goes to the people that actually locked up the Liquid Driver token. So I think this is where the value of Liquid Driver, the token itself, comes from, is the fact that you got farmers that are generating the rewards for the people who locked up the Liquid Driver token, and you need that Liquid Driver token. However, the farmers still get the Liquid Driver token, so they can always sell and do stuff. So it's a win-win-win. And then Liquid Driver comes over here, and they convert some of the Spirit to inSPIRIT and then to linSPIRIT. So then the linSPIRIT goes back to the holders, but then indirectly Liquid Driver got more inSPIRIT, and then they can increase the rewards, and it's just this whole cycle. Are you a little bit confused? I don't blame you. So that is why I drew up the diagram. We got some terms that we go over, but the main takeaway here is that it's benefiting the farmers, the people that lock up the token, and the Liquid Driver project itself, not to mention probably Spirit Swap because of all the locking of the tokens. So if you want to stop right there, feel free, but let's go into more details if you're ready. I'm ready. So let's specify specifically what we're talking about here, because I mentioned Spirit, inSPIRIT, linSPIRIT, all these little letters in front. What the heck does this mean? So let's define this right here, right now. Spirit. So Spirit Swap, decentralized exchange. People swap tokens. They collect a little bit of a fee. That goes to the Spirit token. And as a result, that's how it's generating value, and that's where the value of the token is. So it's a decentralized exchange token, Spirit. Simple. Now, if you decide to lock your Spirit token, for however time frame, you get inSPIRIT. So think of it as like locked, can't withdraw it, but you're staking it. So you get some rewards in the form of Spirit. You can choose to auto compound, you can choose to farm, you can do different things. Okay, so that's still on the Spirit Swap side. Now, here comes along Liquid Driver. They got their own version called linSPIRIT. So what's the benefit of linSPIRIT? You get the staking rewards, but you don't have to lock. So you can sell your linSPIRIT for Spirit and then sell your Spirit, so you can just like back out of your transaction, so then you don't need to actually lock it for a certain amount of time. So you get the benefits of the staking rewards and you don't have to lock. Now, note, there is a risk because in order to make this happen, there has to be like liquidity for Spirit and linSPIRIT. They want to keep the one-to-one peg in order to keep that going. Like, people have to give up the funds to allow the trade and the sell to happen. So you gotta have people that are willing to come in and say, like, all right, here's half of my Spirit, here's half of my linSPIRIT, boom, there's an LP token. They get rewards for doing so, so then it's like one-to-one. So hopefully it stays pegged like that. Knock on wood, it's been doing quite well thus far, but that's something to note that is a risk from that aspect. All right, so we got that down. This is going to be the diagram we're going to be talking about. I'm going to give a brief overview. We're going to go over to the website so you have some good visual, because the one thing I take a look at a diagram is different to actually look at the website and be like, oh, I go here, step, step, step. All right, hey, thanks, professor. Okay, so essentially what we're going to talk about is you can buy the token, you can farm the token, boom, and you put your LPs over here in the liquid driver side in the farms. That generates the decentralized tokens such as Spirit, and that goes over to the people that lock their liquid driver tokens. Based on how liquid driver distributes the rewards, they'll give out the linSPIRIT, but behind the scenes they're converting the Spirit token to inSPIRIT, and they're collecting a bigger and bigger bag of inSPIRIT that is locked up forever, and they got a lot of great things that they can do with it. But as a locked liquid driver token holder, you get linSPIRIT, you're going to get probably some of those inSPIRIT bribes, and not to mention all the other rewards, but we're only focused on the inSPIRIT right here. What does liquid driver do with these inSPIRIT holdings? Well, they go over to Spirit Swap when it comes time for vote time. They say, yo, we want more rewards on this LP token, which could be even their own, which is in fact what they're doing. So as a result, if people provide more liquidity for, let's say, the liquid driver phantom LP token, they get a higher reward of Spirit. Ooh, okay. So you can always, provide liquidity out on Spirit Swap, or you can bring those higher yield LP tokens to liquid driver, and then that incentivizes more for the farmers to come over. They're going to collect more liquid driver tokens. Again, the liquid driver token, in my opinion, is not the value of the farming rewards. It's more based on the farmers giving the LP tokens, generating more of the Spirit Swap based on what was voted up above, giving that to the people that lock the tokens, and the people that lock the tokens reap all the benefits. So then therefore, when there's too much of an imbalance, this is how I'm thinking it, if there's too much of an imbalance where you got a ton of farmers generating all the DEX tokens, but not enough people locking up their token, but they're the ones that are getting really all the hard work, then that's what brings the value. So I provided you guys with some information, but then I added some complexity. That's just how I do. But we'll go over it even more. As promised, let's take a look at the websites and stuff, taking a quick look. Wow, Bitcoin going a little down. Yeah, I bring over the laser show. Pew, pew. But, so this is the tweet that I posted out, and man, oh man, did I get a lot of love for that. Like a lot of likes, etc. So it was cool. As promised, making a YouTube video, I gotta further confirm everything that I'm talking about, because this is just conceptually how I'm picturing this, hoping to make it simpler. Said that 20 times, so I will try to stop saying that. And for disclaimer, where I got in on the price chart, I got in probably around this point right here. My thinking is Phantom is going to go up. I really like it. I think we're still in a bull run that could extend for another, 3 months or whatever. So taking a look at the APR of liquid driver and locking up my tokens, I was like, well, if I can get, a certain amount, it was like 270% APR at the time. Like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going all in, depositing, locking this up. If I can make my money back in 3 months, great. And then if anything that comes afterwards, that's even more awesome. But excuse me. So that was my strategy. I'm locked up. Disclaimer. So that's why I'm bullish on Phantom, bullish on Liquid Driver. The innovation that's happening with Spirit Swap, I really like, because from a UI user perspective, I would say Spooky Swap probably better, and that's why they're number one currently. But I think Spirit Swap realizes that. They're doing a lot of innovation. They got the 8 mode. They're going to be rewriting it, like the whole UI from scratch, to make it be a lot faster, better, scalable, etc. You got the inSPIRIT kind of curve, convex side going on. So in the long term, I'm bullish. I like that. This is how I'm biased, and this is how I'm invested. So there you go. Just so you know. But looking at the price chart, as I said, I got in here. I can't even talk about price action, etc., pullback strategies. I don't know, because unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't care. I'm already locked up, right? But there's different strategies that you could necessarily do, perhaps. You could always just try to farm. Find some LPs that you're really bullish on, let's say Mem Phantom, boom, and then collect 126 APR with Liquid Driver tokens, lock it up, sell it, do your thing, be a farmer. Not sure. But anyways, let's just talk about the visuals, right? So you come over here, Liquid Driver, you go, yay, hunt for yields. Woo, okay. So then you're a farmer, you're taking a look at these yields, you're going to get paid in Liquid Driver tokens. You can always do like a zap feature where you just simply bring your Phantom, and then boom, you type in however much you want, bam. You got your LP tokens automatically. It's over here, and you can harvest. It does take a little bit of gas fees, but Phantom, it's cheap. But I don't know what it is, like 0.05, 0.1 Phantom. So keep that in mind. Maybe figure that out. But this is the idea. This is the higher APR. That's always good. Incentivizes more people to come over. And then you can also do like the spooky swap. So you know how I said it's like a mixed bag for the people that lock up their Liquid Driver tokens. Well, let's say you're on the Spirit Swap side and you're providing these LP tokens. Spirit Swap is using this for liquidity, and then they give Liquid Driver Spirit tokens as a result, as a reward, which goes to the people that locked up their Liquid Driver tokens. You're on the Spooky Island side, so you're giving liquidity for Spooky Swap. They're rewarding Boo tokens, which is why when you get that whole mixed bag, that's what's happening. So again, you're a farmer, come over here. You know how I talked about like a one-to-one peg, Spirit, linSPIRIT. Ideally, these should be one-to-one in value, and as a result, if you're providing liquidity, you get 94% APR in Liquid Driver tokens for doing that. So, wow, a lot of stuff here. Now, let's take a look at locking up your Liquid Driver tokens, and you want to be a holder. This is the mixed bag, right? So we talked about the linSPIRIT. So when farmers are providing the liquidity, Liquid Driver goes to collect the rewards from Spirit Swap saying, thank you for the Spirit. They're going behind the scenes, converting it to linSPIRIT, giving out to the people who locked up the tokens. And again, this is how Liquid Driver is increasing their inSPIRIT, not the Lin, the inSPIRIT rewards. But as a locked Liquid Driver token holder, you get the linSPIRIT, which again, you can pretty much sell at any time, but you also get the staking reward. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. I locked up for 2 years, and I always extend it so that I can always get the most of my locked Liquid Driver tokens, because this does decay. So keep that in mind, which means you get lower APR. This APR is all calculate everything put together here, the Liquid Driver, the linSPIRIT, the spell, etc. And that is assuming that you put it in for 2 years. And when I say I locked up forever and it's gone, I mean, I put in the bag that I wanted to put it for 2 years, and I keep on extending it, and then I'm hoping that this APR pays off for me, and then whatever I do with these tokens, however I can switch up my strategy, pays off, hopefully. And then this is with the linSPIRIT. If you want to stake your linSPIRIT, you just come here, boom, you approve, and then you just stake, and then you get like 68% APR at the moment, so you get rewarded in Spirit. So then you can always withdraw your linSPIRIT, sell it, and then you can also... oh man, I'm at 13 minutes. This is great. All right. I did this video a few times, and man, I go over. So I'm going to keep this up. It's like a marathon pace. I'm like, bah, 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 bah. Okay. So Spirit. So you stake your linSPIRIT. You're going to get Spirit as a reward. You can always do whatever you want with the Spirit. You can do whatever you want with the linSPIRIT. Take it out, sell it, do whatever you want to do. Farm it. In this situation, I'm even looking at this and I'm saying, okay, 68% APR for linSPIRIT, but I'm looking down here and that's 94%. Why don't I just take my linSPIRIT, sell half of it, so that I can do Spirit, linSPIRIT LP tokens on Beethoven X and then do 94%. So I'm getting essentially 94% in Liquid Driver tokens, and then if I really want to, I can sell it, bring it back over to Spirit and the LP tokens and just try to auto compound it. I know that Reaper Farm actually does auto compounding as well. So, okay, this is not recommended, but I'm manually typing it in as opposed to going to the website or saving it. We're going to click MetaMask. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Boom. So, well, you can come over here to Reaper Farm. What's going on? Oh, so this is the original. I gotta do Liquid Driver V2 probably. There we go. Good call. Thanks, guys. So you can take a look right here. It's an auto compounder, meaning so like let's say you don't want to pay the gas fees, come to it every day. Reaper Farm probably takes a little bit of a percentage, but then at the same time, it does it for you, just auto increasing your LP token. So you don't even have to worry about necessarily the liquid driver token. I assume that they're just selling off the liquid driver token and then repurchasing more of the LPs for you. So maybe you're very bullish on, at the time, Sushi and Phantom. So then boom, you put that in, you're getting 0.26% APR every day. You can click on more info, get more information here in terms of yields and all that good stuff. So anyways, you got different options. And I think that's pretty much all that we went over. So we talked about farmers, we talked about people who locked up their liquid driver tokens, and we talked about linSPIRIT. And then that's not to mention like the bribes that are going to be coming on. I can foresee this in the future coming up. Liquid Driver, their inSPIRIT rewards are going to be getting higher. The vote that's happening over here is going to gradually increase, which means more Spirit rewards for whatever LP token that they choose, and seems very exciting. So let's do a recap right here. I'm going to sip this water, and we're going to recap and be done here. Talk about Liquid Driver. Talk about, I need some liquid as well. Okay, anyways. So, big picture over here that's coming around. I see Phantom, I'm very bullish on a lot of things, and Liquid Driver starting off as a farming token. However, they're doing a lot of innovation in different areas, specifically with Spirit Swap right now, where Spirit can be think of more as the curve side, and Liquid Driver is more of the convex. They want to, let's see here. Farmers come over, they generate a lot of the DEX tokens. Those DEX tokens go to the people that actually had the guts to lock up their liquid driver tokens, so they reap the rewards. This is where the value of the liquid driver token probably comes from, and that can go to the farmers. When they're farming, they're getting that liquid driver token. What they choose to do with it, it's up to them. So farmers, hopefully they're happy. People who locked up their liquid driver tokens, hopefully they're happy. And as a result, liquid driver, when they're giving out the rewards to the people that actually locked up the liquid driver token, they give out linSPIRIT, which is increasing Liquid Driver's holdings of inSPIRIT. What does Liquid Driver do with that inSPIRIT? They go over to Spirit Swap and they say, yo, we are going to increase the amount of Spirit rewards that are coming to this LP token, to that LP token, etc. So that really benefits the, probably the yield that's happening out here. So farmers are looking at that like, yo, okay, all right. They probably get higher APR. So it's this nice circular loop. Is that perfect? Maybe not, but hopefully it helps simplifies this. And let's see what else. There's a lot of innovation that's coming down the pipe, especially with the inSPIRIT bribes. So let's say there's different projects. Let's just call it Banana Project. Banana Project comes out, says, yo, I got this sweet banana token, but when it comes down to LP, think about like the importance of liquidity is when there's a lot of volatility, people who provide liquidity can also get hurt. And once they get a little bit scared and they say, I'm taking on too much risk, too much loss, they pull out their liquidity as well. That means more volatility happens and it's this vicious cycle, and that can be very problematic. By having more liquidity, a lot of crazy stuff that happens, well, it doesn't matter as much and price kind of like stays stable, and that's probably better. Probably because once you lose the liquidity and the charts look horrible, probably harder to get people to invest and also to bring the liquidity. Perfect example I'm going to try to use is pools, like literal pools. Go swimming. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pools. And you got a kiddie pool out there in the backyard. You do a cannonball. Boom. What happens to all the water? Psh, gone. Right? Good luck trying to put that water back in. What you gotta do? Grab the hose. You gotta like, maybe dig like a little bucket and try to put a few drops. It's a lost cause. Now you go to the gym. They got a huge pool. You do a cannonball. Okay, does some water get fly out? Yeah, some. But then you look at the pool and you're like, there's plenty to work with here. That's not a problem. I can do a cannonball for days. And that is why I think liquidity is kind of very important, because you got a lot of fluctuations. People leave. Hard to bring it back. People get scared about the charts, everything, and the losses. However, there's a lot of liquidity. Price still stays stable. Charts look okay. People are more chill. Okay, so Banana Project comes along, says, I don't want a kiddie pool. I want a real pool. You know what I'm saying? I want a banana boat. I want to like go ham. So they say we need this liquidity, and that's where the inSPIRIT bribes can come in. So maybe Banana can say, yo, we will give you some banana tokens, maybe we'll buy some liquid driver tokens. What do we gotta do? And this is the whole bribing system, and that's what's been proven out with Curve and Convex, and that's why it's such a big deal. They're replicating the same thing. So this really benefits the inSPIRIT bribes. Hopefully it's going to be huge, and it benefits the people that locked up their liquid driver tokens, people who locked up the liquid driver tokens, getting all the rewards from the farmers, and the inSPIRIT bribes, boom, brings a lot of value to the liquid driver token, which should hopefully bring out the farmers, and then it's just this whole cycle. So again, keep in mind, it's just a trifecta, helps a lot of people out. Farmers help the people that locked up the tokens. The people that locked up the tokens help out liquid driver, get more inSPIRIT, liquid driver, then can take the inSPIRIT, get higher yields, which probably benefits the farmers and the people that locked up the liquid driver tokens. That's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna say pieces. Bye.